and easier and easier, and you have something to say, share it with people. Get out there and share your vision with others. You are a storyteller. You have earned experience points. You have things you can share. Experience points earned. Yes, it's awesome. I don't know why that's not working, but anyway, I always love when I try new things and it don't work. But anyway, tonight we're going to talk about why you need to be thinking about doing a YouTube channel. And let's look first at, well, that's not the one I want. Let's try this one. Yeah. Let's look at people that have gotten famous after they turned 40. For example, Stan Lee was practically 40 years old when he made his first comics and started working for DC. And he went on to create, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, Marvel Universe. You may have heard of that. Samuel L. Jackson, well, he may be famous now, but he got his first role when he was 43 in Spike Lee's Jungle Fever. Yeah. Sam Walton, the founder of Walmart, he didn't start this. He didn't really get successful until he was 44 years old. Rodney Dangerfield did not get famous until he did the Ed Sullivan Show at age 46. Now, in case for those that are too young to know what is the Ed Sullivan Show, that would be, where the Beatles got their start. Have you ever heard of the Beatles? John, Paul, George, and Ringo. We won't talk about that. Charles Darwin was 50 years old when he published his Origins of Species, when he started talking about evolution. So let's just see. Julia Child, 50. 50 before she got her first cookbook out there. Betty White. Betty White got famous when she did the Marilyn Tyler Moore Show when she was 51. Ray Kroc, the guy that kind of invented his career. He was a milkshake machine, milkshake device salesman. That's why the milkshakes are always broken at McDonald's. But anyway, 52 years old when he figured out, hey, I should do a food franchise. Yeah. Laura Ingalls Wilder, she published her first Little House on the Prairie book at 65. Seriously. Colonel Sanders, or Harlan Sanders, 62 years old when he started selling the franchises for KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken. That is how the world works. That's a trip, isn't it? Isn't that a trip? That's a trip, because that is how that works for the world, is that you just don't get started until things show up. I always love when things go south in the middle of north. Yeah, there we go. All right. So anyway, but that's how it goes, man. That's how it goes. Let's take a look. We got some folks out here. Let's say hi. Hi to the crowd. Pierre Kelly was out there a long time ago. YouTube over 40? More like 40 under 40 or something like that. Yeah. Fish Stick USA. Hey, Roy. Hello, Roy. Inspire me. If you cannot inspire me, then fix my internet. Still out from Helene. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Western Carolina has the best internet. It's still up and thankfully it's working. Yeah. Unfortunately, though, if they're not underground. So, stay safe to the tropical rain a month ago. Yeah. Okay, still safe. That's good. Congratulations. Awesome, fun things. Greetings. Tornado, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Welcome. This is our Canada. Hey, pink hand waving. Yay. I'm doing geeky server stuff. You'd love it. I probably would, actually. Yeah. So the whole point I wanted to make is that it is not hard to create content on YouTube. In fact, it has never been easier. If you've got a mobile device, if you've got the YouTube app, you can go live from your phone right now. I literally can go to YouTube app and start going live from my phone. Why would I want to do that? I could. I have done a live at the same time inside of a live. I think that's called Inception. But I was doing that because I was trying something crazy. I wanted to prove a point that you could go live anywhere. But you can. The gear is so cheap now. You can go and get great mics very easily. That's the key thing. You need to have audio, and you need to just have a camera, and it can be your cell phone, and you can get one of those crazy adapters that lets you plug in like old. You can do the lightning to quarter-inch, the quarter-inch jack, and you can plug in AirPods or something. Or if you can do AirPods, or if you've got Beats, or if you got an Android phone. Android phones are great as well. The Samsungs, the Pixel phones, they're all great. They do 4K. You can do content on those devices. You don't have to spend $1 billion to do content. If you already have a cell phone, you already have all the gear you need. If you want to get a webcam, I first started doing live streaming with a Logitech C920, and I had a Blue Yeti microphone, which everybody says Blue Yetis are bad. I know. Heck with those people. But, the YouTube mobile app is like Matt Haas says. Matt Haas says the YouTube mobile app is legit very impressive. Yes, exactly. Love it. So, welcome, Grilling615. Hey, thank you so much for coming by. Sven, hey, I'll be 61 years old this month, still trying to figure this out. Keep trying to figure out why, because we have stories to tell. One of the problems content creators have is that the best way to present content is through storytelling. And when you've lived a life like a lot of us have, as I jokingly say, we are getting all of our experience points. So, experience points, yeah, 100 experience points. So we're getting our experience points by just living life. And we have so many stories to tell. So many. And it's time to get out there and start telling those stories and letting other people know. When I'm thinking about my parents have lived a full life. This would be a great time to start recording get stories from them. Hey, tell me what you did when you were growing up, and tell me about the life that you lived. So, this is the kind of stuff that is great. John Lacey in the house. Never throw out old connectors or cables. You'll never know it. That is so true. I have a drawer full of cables. Today, I needed like an old BlackBerry cable. USB to, I guess it's USB. No, it's not the D. I can't remember what that connector is. I'm 54, learning new stuff every day, Sven. Yep, learning new stuff every day. I'm rocking my C920 every morning. Yes, you are. Fantastic. Your videos look great. So, you got it together. Digital art with Canva. I love YouTube streaming platform. Did screen sharing. Yes, I love doing screen sharing as well. Awesome fun things. I was trying to find my old DSLR to shoot a video. Couldn't find it. Used my iPhone. I made a banger. Exactly. Experience points equals back pain. Yeah. I guess it can depend on what your experiences were. Dungeons and Dragons reference experience points. Yes, I look at this as earning mana in your favorite video games. I look at it, all the things we did to get to the point we are right now. Because, yes, it's so funny. Hey, Tiny Piggy, how are you doing tonight? Welcome. So we're talking about content creation for people that are 40 or over, and how we have stories, experience to tell, so many things that we can talk about in our lives and on live streams. There's no reason why we can't talk about so many things. I was talking about people that were successful after 40, like, it's amazing. Samuel L. Jackson, just kind of, he's in his 50s when he starts actually doing his first movie. And, who can imagine a world without Samuel L. Jackson? You can't even do a Marvel movie without Samuel L. Jackson. Talking about Stan Lee. So there's Stan Lee doing comics right at 40 years old is when he started doing comics for Marvel. Great stuff. Spider-Man, Fantastic Four. These are great examples of people that are very inspiring, who have done great things, and they waited till later in life to do it. And so think about your life. What have you got to talk about? What can you talk about that people have probably not even thought about? I could talk about stuff that's happened to me in my life, so many different things. I was thinking the other day about singing. So I used to be able to sing. At least I believe I was. I have been thinking about asking my cousins who grew up with me, did I know how to sing? Was I actually able to sing? Because I volunteered a lot to sing when I was young. I was in chorus in middle school, was in chorus in high school till it got to be where I was getting picked on too much and I couldn't be in chorus anymore. And I let that mess me up because I did have a good singing voice. I was asked to sing solos and duets quite often all through my youth and in junior high, well, middle school and junior high. And so I must have had a good voice. I don't know. So I sang, I'd do anything for you. I do anything for you, dear. I think that's from Oklahoma. I got to remember. I don't remember what movie it was from. I did plays. I was in, Oliver Twist and Winnie the Pooh, and I did a little bit of singing there. I wasn't a lead in those because there was somebody who was better than me because he could sing louder. I could not. I didn't have the confidence to sing louder and put my voice out there. But the whole point is that I want to be a musician. I sang and everything. And I've gotten to this point where I want to go ask family members, hey, could I actually sing? Or was I like alfalfa? And everybody thought it was hilarious to have me sing. And so therefore I kept getting put in front of crowds to sing. Is that what it was? But, I had choir teachers who had me sing solos and duets. So obviously I could sing at one time. But then I didn't use my voice. When I got to a certain age, my voice changed and it sounded too country for me. And I thought, I can't sing rock and roll anymore because my voice is too country. And so therefore, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm just not going to do it anymore. And so that, you lose what you don't use. That's been the case for me, And so that's something, a skill I don't have anymore. Could I develop it again? Maybe with somebody with some singing lessons, maybe I could. But, it's just, that's the challenge of it all. So, yeah, exactly. Let's take a look here. Ta-da. More stuff. Gen X rules. Yeah. I love Samuel L. Jackson. I legit do. I may be his biggest fan. Not even joking. I can see that, Matt. Over 40 is the millennial category. Is it? Yeah. Kyle Turner, the founder of Dollar General, was 38 when he started. Now look, there's a Dollar General almost every corner like Walgreens. Yes, that is absolutely true. Can you sing a big flat note, please? Ha ha ha. Just kidding. I don't know if I can sing a B flat or not. Okay, Google, play a B flat note.
Sorry, I didn't understand.
I can't do it. So if he could do it, I could certainly try. I would certainly try. Yes, Gen X rules, digital art with Canva. Bah! Break the pigeonholes, bend the genres. Exactly. That's it right there. Hey, thank you so much for coming. I don't know if you've been here before, Dawn, but thank you so much for being here. And so the whole point is we have so many things we've learned, so many life stories that we know that we can tell others. And to keep those inside, to not tell those stories is what's going to happen. I mean, think about it. We're used to film and pictures. Hey, Sammy Superstar, I'm talking about the future. You're young. You're creating content now, so you can just keep it going to your 40 plus, and then you'll just be fantastic. Of course, by that time, Sammy Superstar will probably be an EGOT. He'll probably, have directed plays and won Tony Awards and probably, produce a music video and get a Grammy for best music video, maybe MTV Music Awards, and he'll be at, all those great things. He'll win an Oscar for film direction. So I think that Same Superstar is going to be amazing. You got to keep looking out for him. He really is going to blow up the world. I'm pretty sure of it. And so, yes, he will. Matt Haas agrees with me. Sammy will blow up the world. He's going to do amazing things. So the whole point is that there's so many people that I can't do that. I can't make videos. I was watching today. The other thing is that people like authenticity. They like it so much, they don't need those quick edits. They don't need you to go and, I got to go do those quick cuts and I got to do those rapid sound effects. It's got to be a sound effect everywhere. And you don't have to do that. No, because people want to see the real you. They want to see authentic people. There's been too much fake in the world. The movie stars are probably awesome people, but they have this persona that they've built up, and that's what we see. And now it's time for us being ourselves to go out and tell what's going on. Talk about life at work. Talk about marriage. Talk about raising kids. Talk about now raising grandkids. These are things that we can talk about and get out there and tell the world what it's all about. The other things I was thinking about is like my friend Jeff. So I had a friend named Jeff, and he and I had many wild adventures together. One of which is we were almost on the Ricky Lake Show. And I've told that story before, but we were almost on the Ricky Lake Show. We made it to the show, and then craziness happened, and we wound up not being on the show. And that was probably the best thing that could ever happen to me because, you don't want to waste your 15 minutes of fame on Ricky Lake. And Ricky Lake was an old talk show. I think she's talking about coming back. So I don't know. She's probably on some channel now. I'd rather be on, like Kimberly Clark's show now if I were going to be on a show because it's not so scandalous. A world of scandal out there. Yeah, Matt's saying, hey, Sammy will leave us all in the dust. He's headed for greatness. That is absolutely true. So what excuses do you have for not going live or recording a video? And look, you don't have to know how to do amazing edits, especially if you're doing live content. If you're live streaming, you don't have to edit. You just put it out there. You just go, you want to start with a hook. You say, hey, this is what I'm going to talk about tonight. I'm going to talk about creating content now, not waiting. Don't care about the age. I don't care how you are. Hitting that go live button on your phone or on your webcam with whatever your favorite streaming software, it may be OBS, it may be Ecamm. If you're on a Mac, Ecamm is the way to go. I'm just telling you. It could be, if you're on Windows, you might do vMix, or you may do StreamYard or Restream. You may want to do one of those web-based services. I think there's an open source one out now. I gotta go look it up. Ninja Streaming or something that will let you it's open source, but yet it's hosted on a website. You can do it. There are so many ways to get out there and get your voice. Maybe you want to do Reels on Instagram. Maybe, so coming soon on YouTube, you'll be able to do 3-minute shorts. I know. You're probably saying, well, maybe you don't watch shorts, or maybe you don't do shorts yet. But, 3-minute shorts, that's a lot of stuff you can say in 3 minutes. And maybe 3 minutes isn't the right length, but, it's that kind of stuff. Yeah. Like your Sammy says, I'm thinking of starting live again. Oh, yeah. That's awesome, Sammy. Get that. I got a couple ideas. Cool. This Art with Canvas says, I don't have streaming software. I use free StreamYard when I do. Yeah. OBS is free as well. But StreamYard, yes, it has a free tier. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. A lot of people say, oh, man, I can't believe StreamYard's doing that. So I don't know what that's all about. I haven't used StreamYard in a while. My excuse, I need to grep, search, and replace a billion files on my server. One could say I'm causing trouble. Tech troll, ha, ha, ha. That sounds familiar. Yeah. grep is amazing for finding and replacing things. So bring out the Linux commands or on a Mac. The point being is that now is the time. Don't wait. I'll do it next week. If you're waiting until next week, you probably won't do it. If you're waiting until tomorrow, unless you're going to go put it on your calendar right now, go put it on your calendar right this very moment and say, on this day, I'm going to make a video. On this day at this time, I'm going to go live on YouTube or Instagram, or maybe you're a TikToker. Maybe you want to go TikTok. That's fine. TikTok is a great place to be as well. Back in my day, shorts were under a minute. Yes, yes. All us young whippersnappers will all be talking about, I remember when shorts were under 60 seconds, and we liked it. And it was only 18 seconds, because I only watched the first 18 seconds of my videos. So, Eldon Jackson says, I did my first IG reel last weekend live because I had no idea how to do anything on my tech. Hey, congratulations. That is fantastic. See, that is it. You know, you just get out there and you make the content. You do stuff, and don't stress about people not finding it right away, because a lot of my content people search for and find it after the fact, and they come and see it. And then that's when they say, they leave comments and say, hey, Roy, that was good. Or, hey, Roy, could you do a video about this? And so I go out and I look. Yeah. Yep. And Matt says, hey, nice. Don, going live is cool. Yes, it is. Back in my day, shorts were 15 seconds. I have an audio podcast, but I'm not sure if I have the tech skills to go live or make videos. I need a tutor or something to help. This is a great place. I have tons of videos to help you through that process. Not only that, but you can just reach out to me. I'm just an average human being, and what do you want to know? You know, if I don't have a video about it, tell me what you want to see. What do you need to know? I would love to help you get started. I just want you to get started. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just like, hey, send me a DM. I am on all the socials. I'm Tech Troublemaker on Facebook. I'm Tech Troublemaker on Instagram. I'm Tech Trouble MKR on that X platform. I'm on Twitch, but I wouldn't go look for me there. Shorts keep getting shorter in more ways than one. That is true. I like the memes that have been going out. Back in my day, I used Ecamm before 25,000 people use it. Yeah, I'm an Ecamm OG. Maybe not as long as you have, man, but they had a product called Ecamm Call Recorder for Skype, and I used to do a podcast with another person, and we do Skype, and I'd take that to get the audio off the session, and then I would edit the podcast in GarageBand. So, but yeah, if you want, I have so many videos. I have a series, one of my playlists talks about YouTube content creation from start to finish, and so definitely go look and see if I have any videos that are a help to you. And then definitely, if you want to reach out, send me a DM on whatever your favorite social platform is. I'm out there. We can jump on a Zoom call, and hey, I can give you a quick crash course to get you started. It really, in an hour, I could tell you enough to get you going and make you dangerous. So, yeah, it's not hard. It really is. Don't be afraid. It's time to do it. It's time. You can keep waiting. But, that whole thing about when's the best time to plant a tree 20 years ago, when's the second best time to plant a tree today, the same goes with life. As Mark Twain said, you regret more of the things you didn't do than the things you did. And that's so true. We don't seem to regret things that we did. We might be embarrassed by those things that we did. I can't believe I did that. But those wind up being stories we can tell. But those things we didn't do, those are the things that will make you crazy every day as life goes on. Did you write that book? Did you write that book? Did you write that song? Did you write that poem? Did you make that video? Whatever your heart aspirations are, it's time. Your deadline is now. You need to get a calendar. If you're one of those people that likes to put things off, put it on a calendar. But you got to promise yourself, I'm going to do it on this date, regardless. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to put the results out there. And regardless of what it looks like, I'm going to go release it to the world. If you are, a lot of times I'll say, maybe you want to do a 30-day challenge to get comfortable with all your equipment and the camera. You can just record every day and pretend you're talking to the world, because that's what I do. I talk to the camera and through the camera to you guys. But when there was nobody there, I said, okay, the camera is my friend. It's not going to tell me anything's wrong. And I'm just going to talk to the camera. And then people began watching my videos. And they kept watching. And it's been amazing. And I've loved this journey. I've been going live on Tuesday nights for over 3 years now. And it's just the most amazing thing. I love you guys that come and hang out with me and show up every Tuesday night to see whatever madness I'm trying to put into the world to try to move us all forward in some way. And my goal is to get people to push that button. In my case, it's a blue go live button. Maybe in your case, it's a red go live button on your phone. And then we all work together to get 1% better. We're like, okay, so my audio wasn't amazing last time, so I'm going to work just on the audio. Everything else I'm going to leave exactly the same. Be scientific about it. I'm going to fix my audio first. And so maybe I need a lapel mic or something, or maybe, like a cheap USB lapel mic. Those are actually pretty good. You'd be surprised. Don't go out and buy a bunch of gear, because the gear is not what makes you great. It's you. Being you is what makes you great. And maybe you need to upgrade a little bit. But you ain't got to go crazy. You don't have to have, as we call it, gear acquisition syndrome. I got to have this light. I got to have this microphone. I got to have this camera. No, you don't. No, you don't. People were watching my videos when I had what some people would laugh at and say is funny as a crappy mic, and when I had a C920. I even figured out how to light the C920 to make it look good. Why did I upgrade my camera? Well, I had gear acquisition syndrome. The other part of that is that the video, I kept moving, and the zoom on the C920 was so slow, and it made me crazy. And I'm a perfectionist. I am a recovering perfectionist, and so yeah, it takes time. It takes time to overcome that. So let's take a look, see what else. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah. Thank you. You're definitely welcome. Only 615. Yeah. I used Skype for my first podcast. Yeah. Video podcasts are huge now. And so YouTube been doing that. Waiting until you feel ready is a problem, because, spoiler alert, you'll never feel ready. It's true. I've recommended like 30-day challenges. Get in front of the camera every day and record 5 minutes. And treat it like a journal. Hey, guess what I did today? I did this, and I did some other stuff. And yeah, it was a good day. And my granddaughter came by the house. We played, and we had a great time. And she smiled and laughed. And that was an amazing day. Tomorrow comes. Get in front of the camera again. Hit that record button and do it again. Keep your eyes looking at the camera so that you are looking at your audience. The audience is okay with you looking away some, because they know that sometimes something pops up on a screen. But you need to talk to the camera as if you're talking to an audience. And if you do that every day for 30 days, you will get comfortable. In fact, you may even get that itch where you want to keep doing it. You just, I want to do it again. That's a lot of fun. Yeah. Yeah. It's hard for me to say no about doing stuff. Yeah. I'm with you. It's hard. Yeah. Speaking of audio, your audio sounds great. Thanks. I some days I get it right. Gear up fallacy. Exactly. It's not the gear. It is not the gear. It is absolutely not the gear. Gear makes life fun. Gear does make life fun, but I went insane the first year of this journey. I suddenly bought everything, but I didn't have cash. I didn't have the money to do it. I put it on a credit card like an idiot. So if there is something you want, you should save up for it. You should not spend money. I love the Morning Thoughts videos. Well, thank you so much, Donna. I appreciate that. It's been a rough 2 weeks. We got hit by Helene here, and My town had a 100% power outage. 100%. Can you imagine that? Like the entire town dark. That's the craziest thing I've ever seen. And so many trees down. I have trees down all around my house. Through God's grace, my house did not get hit, but there are others whose houses did. Some, wow, just devastating. Their houses will have to be replaced. It was just the amount of rain that came on Thursday, all day, hard, soaking rain. And then Friday morning came, power went out at like 3:30 in the morning for us. And then that's when it got bad. You started hearing the sound of cracking trees. You hear things falling down all around you. If you go look out the front window, trees were bending, and you wondered how they continued to stand. And it was scary. It was. And next morning, the power was still out. I had some crazy notion that, it's just out in our neighborhood or something like that. Maybe, and how long will it be down? My neighborhood is fortunate because when they built this neighborhood, they put the power lines underground. A lot of neighborhoods are all power lines. So we only went about 3.5 days without power and got our power back. But there are people who still do not have power, and it's been 8 days. No, longer than that. Yeah. So Friday to Friday. Yeah, we're talking 9-10 days now. So, yeah, it's shocking. Now, I did find out how to get your power back on quickly. I did not know about this trick. I don't know if it'll work for everybody, but it worked for me. So I heard a rumor Lowe's had a 150 generator truck come. That was completely wrong. Didn't happen. So I went to Lowe's thinking there wasn't a generator be in sight. And the lady even told me, I don't want to even hear the word generator ever again. So I get on my phone and I look at the app. Yeah. Tiny Piggy here's telling her 11 days. I hope that your power is back on. Oh, don't go into debt, but if you can afford it, treat yourself. That is true. I always get equipment on major holidays. What do you want for Christmas? I'd like this small rig light. I'd like this Govee light. 11 days. So, Tiny Pig, is your power back on now? I hope that it is. I know this morning they said there was 3% of the town still didn't have power. I know there were houses where the tree fell in such a way that the power people wouldn't touch it until somebody came in and did something about the tree. And so, then there were people that had the meters pulled off their house, and you have to get an electrician to put that back on. It's a ride. Yeah. My mom's parents, thank goodness. Yeah. Tiny Piggy says her power is back on. Thank goodness. My parents were without power until Sunday. I had my mom come to my house on Tuesday, and hang on just a second, I gotta drink something. Not sponsored, but Tuesday is Chick-fil-A at my house. Chick-fil-A night at my house. If you're at my house, you're gonna have Chick-fil-A on Tuesday nights. I do that before the live stream. I don't cook before the live stream. So, anyway, my mom came to my house and stayed, and we took care of. My dad was stubborn. He insisted on staying at the house. He was convinced thieves were going to come and steal stuff. There's a lot more to that story than that, but let's just go with that. That's the simple part. So, my mom stayed at my house. So I went down to my parents. My dad called me on Sunday and said that there's a line down. He had heard that the power was back, but he had a line down and his power wasn't back. So I went to my dad's house, and my dad was right. There was a cable down, but it was the aerial fiber internet that they have. Spectrum. It's gone in the rural areas and is running fiber on power poles. That is not the way to do it, by the way, but that's a different topic. By the way, Spectrum's still not up. They're still down. Internet's still down for a lot of people. We had Fish Stick on here earlier in the chat, and he said his internet is still down, unfortunately. And so anyway, the internet's still going to be down for a while for a lot of people, and there's still issues with the biggest city here where the internet goes through, and they still don't have internet. So it's going to be a bit. I'm lucky I had underground fiber, and so somehow I managed to keep it going. But anyway, so I'd passed some line workers on the way to my dad's house. He lives in a small town. And I went to the line worker and said, hey. So I went to this house, my dad's house, by the way, and I actually heard the transformer humming, but the power meter had no activity whatsoever. So I was worried they'd blown a breaker in the house. I went and turned the main breaker off and flipped it back on. Nothing. So I went in to the little town and talked to the line workers. They pointed me to a guy. And I thought, hey, my dad is 84 years old, and the transformer is humming as if it has power, but the house does not have power, and I don't see anything obvious. I don't know if it's a bad transformer or what. And I tell the guy the address, and he says, okay, yeah, I'll come out there. If I can, I'll talk to the energy provider and see if it's okay for me to come there. If not, I'll get somebody else to come to you. So I waited at my dad's house about 30 minutes, and then he pulls up, and he shows up, and goes out to the transformer. Yeah, you're right. The transformer is humming as if it's energized, and the power meter on the house is not getting anything. And so he says, okay, well, I don't have any tools with me, so I'm going to get a guy with some tools. And so they come back, and they take a voltmeter to the open up the power panel, the meter, and test for voltage, and nothing. And said, yeah, it must be a blown transformer. Then he had an idea, so he got like a really long pole out of the back of his truck. And the old, and maybe new ones do too, but he made a big deal about the fact that this really old transformer has a reset switch. And you have to flip it into up position and then down and back up to reset it. And so they took this long pole and they did that, and then it's okay. Then the power meter then had power, and I went in the house and flipped on the main breaker, and everything came back on. So that was awesome. My mom, as soon as I called my wife to tell her, hey, the power's back at my dad's, my mom's like, okay, quick, get me home. And she like packed up her stuff and she was ready to go. So I thought I took good care of her, but maybe she just needed to get home. We had to clean out our fridge. Everything was ruined. We had the same thing in our house. All the food in our fridge was gone. It didn't survive the outage. Anyway, so, but I was going to say, the way to get your power to come back on is I went on the Lowe's app and I found a generator that I wanted, and I ordered it. And at the very moment I pushed the purchase button, my daughter calls my wife and says, hey, the power's back on. Literally the exact same moment. I don't know if that'll work for everybody, but that's one way to get your power back on. Just going to tell you that. So anyway, parents are great. Parents are great. My parents have some health issues that make things interesting. John says many years ago we had a power for a week. I don't even want to think about this happening again. I can't work without electricity. Yes, I mean, I am a computer person in my professional trade. What would I do if there were no electricity? Bang rocks together? I mean, how does that work? I don't even know. So, all right. Yes, parents are great. My parents are awesome. My dad's going through some dementia, and so my mom's had some health issues. She's been doing decent lately. But yeah. So anyway, the point being is these are stories that we can share with other people, and they may find them interesting. And this is a history. Our history is going to be recorded on YouTube. Years from now, you won't find history in books. It'll only be in video. And then whatever the next format is beyond video, whatever that may be, when AI takes over and use AI for everything. So that's it. That's my show for tonight. I want to say thank you so much to all of you guys who have come out tonight to come hang out with me. I really do appreciate it. And I need you to go and get those videos done. If you need a coach, you need somebody just, hey, dude, get it out there and get it done. Hey, you, go make this video. I am more than happy to be an encouraging person. I didn't put the link in the video description, but I do have a newsletter that's getting ready to start back out again, and I try to put snippets of inspiration in there and motivation stuff, and also talk about different challenges I've come across, because in my quest for 1,000 subscribers, which I'm really close, if you're not a subscriber to this channel, please feel free. Please, I would appreciate it if you subscribe. Here's my call to action. Subscribe. Anyway, Tornado says, I took a vacation when I was out here in Houston for 6 days. August, a hot vacation, but yeah. Thank you, Roy. Okay. Thank you so much, Tiny Piggy. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you to everybody for coming out tonight. I hope that you're having a great week. I hope wherever you are that you are safe from this hurricane that is coming, that is just barreling down on Florida. Florida is going to get the brunt of it. I'll put a link in the chat /newsletter. Yeah, that's my website. Yep. Don says send links. Thanks for the pep talk. Yeah. I don't know how you need a pep talk. You out there 5:30 in the morning, getting that live stream done every morning, and just putting out prophetic and amazing and grace-filled words. Just I love your show. I hate that I don't get there every time. I don't know why I put a www. It's just techtrailmaker.com/newsletter. I don't know why I put a www in front. There's no www, but hopefully it'll redirect you there. You can sign up for my newsletter. I'm about to get started with that again. I apologize. I took a hiatus on the newsletter, trying to figure out. I wanted to make sure I gave you value, and I didn't just send you links that I thought was interesting. You know, I do some curation, say these are things I think are interesting. You should go watch these. But I want to make sure that if you're going to read my newsletter, it's time well spent. And so I never want to waste anybody's time. I want to move us all forward. So everybody have a great week. Thank you so much for coming by. And yeah, YouTube will be telling you to watch this video right here. It won't show up till later, but watch that. Watch that. So, oh, great. Don says the link worked. Fantastic. I love when things work like it should. Yeah, so go sign up. Everybody have a fantastic week, and bye.